watching the broadcast on TV, they talked a little about, was there a little rust or a little, did you have to shake off a little rust out there in that first couple ends?
Yeah, we were a little rusty. We haven't played since November, I guess, so it's been a bit. But we seem to catch on a little quicker.
Did it take a little time to read the ice, just get the feel of everything?
Yeah, it was definitely different. Both sides were kind of different, and we got caught a couple passes, but we once I woke up a little bit, started catching on to that.
The word three-peat gets thrown around a lot. Does that loom large on your mind as you compete here in these Scotties in Thunder Bay?
That's, our ultimate goal is to, win the Scotties, but we're not thinking about that. I think that's everyone's goal coming in here. But we're just trying to take it one game at a time. And, we worked really hard on the 2 months off. We did everything, that we could, staying safe and everything. So, we're just looking to get better every game and figure out the ice and get a good feel. It's a long road. So we're not looking at that yet, but just hope to get better every game.
That steal of 3 in the fourth, was that kind of a turning point, do you think, for the game?
Yeah, I would definitely say that was the turning point in the game. We got the game in our control and kept that pressure on them.
I think that the steal before that too is big. Kerri made that beauty hit and roll. They had a deuce set up, so I think that was also really good. Good shot.
Well, thank you. Good call.
You seem to be, and you do this a lot, you two seem to be having fun out there. Is that a big part of this, just to have some fun when you're playing?
That's definitely our theme this week that we want to stick to, is just definitely just going out there, having fun and keeping things light and making some jokes. And I definitely think that helps you play much better.
You guys ever get used to playing in front of no fans? I mean, it's kind of back and forth over the last couple of years here.
Unfortunately, we're starting to get used to it. I don't like it. The last few events that we've played in, it's tough, especially when we were in the trials and we had so many fans there, and it was unbelievable. It's just like normal curling, but now we're back to no fans. It's challenging.
We definitely miss the roar of the crowd, and you feed a lot of energy off of that. And Thunder Bay has taken good care of us so far. Even the hospitality they've shown us, what they can do at the hotel, people willing to run and get stuff for us, and businesses chipping in. I know that if we could have fans here, they would have filled the building. So yeah, we miss you all, and hope to see you on the weekend.
Well, I'll get us started with a couple questions. That was a scrappy win to open up your Scotties campaign here. How do you feel?
Yeah, that's probably a good way to put it. It definitely wasn't our best, especially at the beginning. I think we came out a bit shaky in the first couple ends, but I think had a little bit of trouble figuring out the ice at first, but by the end we were starting to feel a lot more comfortable. So I'm hoping that's the kind of momentum we can take into our next game.
Yeah, I would agree. I think we just took all the information we were gathering from the first half and started applying it in the second. So we were able to bounce back and pick up the win, which was really nice. So it was a good starting point, and hopefully the week continues and goes uphill from here.
How important is it to you to constantly be learning out there?
Honestly, it's so important. I think getting opportunities like this, just, for the age that we are, is so important. And so we're able to pick up on what all of the teams that we're competing against are doing. And then just, again, the information that we're constantly gathering on the ice just helps us so much in furthering how we're playing 24/7 pretty much.
Yeah, definitely. Every time we're here, every time we get to play any team at this caliber, we're always learning a ton. And I think win or lose, that's what we got to focus on right now as well. I mean, the win definitely helps. And I think that we're going to hopefully be able to get a couple more of those throughout the week.
What makes this tournament in particular different?
Yeah, it's the Scotties. It's pretty big, pretty exciting. Everybody here is just so thrilled to be playing in this event. It's the biggest event of the year, that's for sure, for us in Canada. And But I think being out there, we've seen these teams a couple times on tour now, especially this year. Everyone is doing a little bit more traveling, fortunately. So honestly, out there, I was pretty comfortable. We were just getting used to the ice, getting used to the venue, getting used to the silence again. So I think that you're going to see us get a lot more comfortable and make a couple more shots coming forward this week.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I would agree with all of that. I think we've been to a lot of these events, and as comfortable as we feel, you know, getting into all of them and continuing to get the exposure, every time there is a little bit of nerves just because, you know, these events are such a big deal and we've grown up watching them. But we are definitely getting more into our comfort zone playing in these types of events.
A really nice win here to open up your Scotties campaign. Tell me what you're feeling.
Well, you always want to get that first win under your belt. So for it to be in the first game is even better. So we're feeling pretty good.
It's always really great, especially with our two new teammates. They did really well in the first game. It's exciting and nerve-wracking to be out there. So we're really proud of them. And it's always nice to get a win and a W under your belt and get that get the groove after the first game.
It looks like you managed your scoreboard extremely well. There was a couple of deuces up there and keeping your opposition to limited scoring. How important is that as you approach your game?
Yeah, we're typically a team, we don't mind having a close game and try and maneuver so that we have hammer in the last end. Is kind of like you want to be close and have that hammer, and we were able to do that game, so worked out.
Yeah, Tina's always really good at that kind of stuff. That's why we're happy that she's skipping after Marianne left. And we work really hard on that scoreboard management because we know how important that can be.
I talked to Marianne a few minutes ago, and she was your skip at one time, correct?
Yep. For the last, other than last year, was 6 years for Tina and 12 for me.
I guess, Tina, what did she teach you, or what knowledge did she pass on to you that you can use now?
Oh my goodness. So much, a lot of patience, and really, like we said in the last answer, how to manage and really turn it on for those last few ends of the game. And Miriam was always so clutch in making those draws when needed too, and just let your sweepers in on it, you know, never be heavy. And just, she's taught us so much through all of her experience, just the mental side of things. Like, gosh, she could write a book, so I can't even say everything.
Are you looking forward to playing her?
Yeah, like we're excited to play against her, and then we'll be able to talk to her a little more since we'll be on the same sheet. And it'll be a fun battle, and it's still a little weird seeing her around in the rink here and that she's not on our team.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
that
it'll
would
be weird. Who do I throw at?
Yeah, I'll have to keep my mouth shut on her shots because I'm so used to calling line for her shots. So
I'll be reminding her not to do that.
An exciting way to start the tournament for you folks?
Yeah, it's actually exciting to have a first win in the books. For sure, it was a great game. This was a high intensity game. I feel like we're already tired after one game, but we knew every game was important, and like they played so well. So like we're just proud that we actually played for the second time an extra end against them, and we actually pulled out a win. So it's nice.
When they scored that 4 points in the 8th end, how did your team regroup? Like, how did you put it back together again? It would have been easy to fold your tent, sort of a thing.
Yeah, I mean, she made an amazing shot. Like, honestly, I didn't even saw it, and she called it, and she made it perfectly. And then, for sure, we were like, well, you know, we have to like make her two, and then we have this little inside jokes because and like we actually did well, Emily did like a playbook, and we were practicing the strategy when we were down without and down one without and down one with. So it was just funny that like at one point where we made two, Emily was like, this is part of the playbook. like make her two and then we're down one without, like it's in the playbook. So it was just funny.
So it was just like drilled in our heads because yesterday we met for like an hour and a half and we're just like, okay, 10th end, down one without, down one without, or down one with, 9th end. Like we just kept going over and over and over. So it was like kind of stuck in our brains, like the strategy, what we needed to do in the 9th end, especially, and like everything like that.
So when we saw the opportunity to make two and then being down one without, we were like, oh, well, yeah, nice.
How much did last year in Calgary give you guys confidence for this year? I mean, what did you learn from last year?
Go ahead.
I think last year we just learned like to just play as a team and just be in the moment together, make shots as a team, and just be there for each other as much as we can. And like, especially like conserve our energy where we can as well. Do you have anything to add?
I mean, you know, it's a cliche again, but like we're having fun, like we're making jokes on the ice and it's just nice. Like, you know, the energy is light, you know, so that's nice.
You guys kind of take your cue from Kerri Einarson's rink. They're champions. They keep things light. They are always seemingly in a good mood.
I mean, like for sure she's a model. So like, you know, like for sure this team, like they play well, but like also the energy is like light, you know, it's intensity, but it's good intensity. So for sure, like they're models. So we're not trying to follow them, but like it's a good model to like to look at, you know.
And we also feel like we play better when it is lighter and like we play as a team and we know what each other's needs are and like what we need to say to someone if, you know, they didn't make the shot, what they need to hear. So like we have that like role as a team, like what to say to each other when we need to pick each other up. It's we have the saying too, like play for each other to play better kind of thing, like always boost each other up.
You guys feel, I mean, that's a big win for you. Do you feel like you're here not just to compete, but to win at this thing? I mean, what are your expectations?
My God, this is an intense question. Not really, honestly. Like we know that we're able to win some games and we know that like we can perform, but I think we just want to live the experience that like last year, you know, it's our second Scotties, but it feels like the first one kind of thing because it's such a special experience that you want to live it like 100%. So I don't feel that we have pressure or anything. Like we don't owe people something, you know what I mean? Except our smiles and like our good energy, right?
Laurie, tu es déjà un grand étoile dans le sport avec les partisans et avec les médias. Avez-vous rêvé d'une situation comme ça?
C'est sûr qu'on est dans une situation quand même favorable, en fait. C'est vraiment en notre faveur de pouvoir avoir les gens qui nous supportent puis avoir de l'attention médiatique, surtout au Québec, je dirais. Parce qu'au Québec, le curling féminin a besoin de beaucoup de visibilité, puis je pense que c'est vraiment ça qui va faire en sorte que il va y avoir plus de joueuses puis de la relève qui va pouvoir venir jouer au Québec ou des Québécois qui vont vouloir jouer au curling puis prendre goût au sport. Fait que je pense vraiment que toute l'attention médiatique, on ne le prend pas nécessairement seulement pour notre équipe, mais on prend vraiment ça comme une opportunité de faire connaître notre sport. Puis je pense que c'est ça qui est important de dire aussi, que le curling, c'est vraiment un beau sport, puis on veut vraiment pousser dans cette direction-là le plus possible.
Donc, c'est bien important pour toi d'améliorer le sport avec vos actions, oui?
Oui, c'est exactement ça. Je pense que on s'est... Je dirais pas qu'on s'est infligé ça non plus, mais c'est un rôle qu'on prend à cœur d'essayer de promouvoir le curling, pas seulement à travers le Québec, mais aussi à travers le pays. Donc, je pense que c'est une bonne opportunité de pouvoir en parler à tous les fois qu'on est devant les médias, là.